So, official speaking for Bill Clinton has just said that he's canceled his planned trip to Nigeria. This is they're saying that the reason that they've given is that he does not want his visit to be politicized, and likely has something to do with some pretty dramatic statements that one state governor in Nigeria said sounded like a not so veiled threat against Clinton or other people meddling or interfering in these elections. One state governor during the week threatened that any external actors, Clinton likely included here, who tried to intervene in the elections and in the internal affairs of the country would return home in body bags. We are waiting for the person who will come and intervene. They will go back in body bags because nobody will come to Nigeria and tell us how to run our country. We have got that independence and we are trying to run our country as decently as possible. So this is in response to the EU and the US, who Clinton seemed to be coming to speak on behalf of, people saying that the election looks controlled. Some Nigerian outlets complaining that there are really only two candidates, and both had promised to meet today with Bill Clinton before he abruptly canceled this trip, very likely in response to these threats against anyone that is interfering. And Bill Clinton, his staffers at least, recognized that at this point, if he did make the trip, he would be called out for what looked like interference. But still, the two main candidates have said that they are planning to meet with him this week. This is what they're saying. Just a short article. This is one local outlet saying the planned visit of a former president of the United States, Bill Clinton, for Wednesday has been canceled. The actual visit was supposed to take place on Wednesday, so it's just been announced that it's canceled today. They're still saying they're going to speak with them this week. Clinton was expected to witness the second signing of the second peace accord. National Peace Committee had said that the former U.S. president would present a keynote address at the signing ceremony that is expected to hold an international conference center. He was also expected to hold meetings with the current president who is running and the former VP, aimed at stopping threats of unrest in the country related to the election. However, a statement by Clinton's spokesman regretted the former president's visit might be politicized in a way that is not in line with the goals of the committee. Statement said President Clinton appreciates the Nigerian National Peace Committee's invitation to travel to Nigeria. He is incredibly supportive and respectful of the committee's efforts of the election process and the work being done to try to ensure a peaceful, free, fair, and transparent outcome. This is a crucial time in Nigeria, and President Clinton is hopeful that the election's outcome reflects the will of the Nigerian people. People are definitely going to question Clinton's actual motives here, and I'll expand. People likely familiar. It's one of many major corruption scandals related to the Clinton Foundation. Of course, they do have operations in Nigeria that have been very suspicious, and there's one individual, a Nigerian billionaire, who was finally in 2016 denied entry into the U.S., but who is a major donor to the Clintons, close friend of Bill Clinton, and just so happened to get a land deal. His firm, this corrupt Nigerian businessman who is now denied entry into the U.S., who is friends with Bill Clinton, he got a deal with the State Department right after Hillary Clinton left the State Department. Coincidentally, shortly after Hillary Clinton left the Obama administration, the State Department quietly took steps to purchase real estate in Nigeria from a firm whose parent company is owned by a major donor to the Clinton Foundation. That is this billionaire, Gilbert Shiguri, who is from Nigeria as well. Clinton Foundation has been operating there, and obviously they've exploited, at least these are the known deals that they've exploited in that country in the past. So definitely many reasons to question Clinton's actual motives here, not just setting up a free election seems to be the opposite of what he's doing. He's trying to control the election, really, and he's being called out for it here. Part of the reason that he's canceling this trip, very likely. They close off the remaining statements just from today in response to him canceling the trip. President Clinton, former President Clinton, they're saying this is a crucial time in Nigeria. Former President Clinton's hopeful the election's outcome reflects the will of the Nigerian people over the course of the last several days, and after various conversations with different stakeholders, it's become apparent that President Clinton's visit to Nigeria has the potential to be politicized in a way that is not in line with our goals. Therefore, he will not be traveling. He looks forward to talking to both candidates this week. And those are there are other candidates. There's only two. The way that it's set up, people are some outlets in Nigeria are complaining about that. That it does seem to be very controlled. They do not have the choices that they would like, or the variety of choices they would like. But Clinton is trying to be allies with these two. This article just from a couple days ago talking about the planned trip. Again, this is where they're talking about the threats of anybody who tries to intervene. They have statements from the Kofi Annan Foundation, a couple that I just wanted to backtrack here and look. Obviously setting up, this is just trying to prop up Bill Clinton and give a reason for him to go to Nigeria, where many, even in the country, I'm sure, are skeptical of his involvement. They have spokespeople from the Kofi Annan Foundation saying, as Nigeria heads towards presidential elections, every effort must be made to ensure that they take place in a peaceful atmosphere, said the president of the Kofi Annan Foundation. President Bill Clinton is well known and respected in Nigeria, and we are pleased that he has agreed to make the trip in order to personally urge all the candidates and their parties to recommit to the peace pledge they adopted last December. So this is somebody from the Kofi Annan Foundation speaking for all Nigerians, saying that Clinton is so well respected. Meanwhile, multiple scandals with the Clinton Foundation going back to Nigeria. This one of the key ones being with this Nigerian billionaire, Gilbert Shiguri. He's had connections to Hezbollah and other organizations. That's part of the reason that he was denied entry to the U.S. Eventually, there's a lot of evidence. He actually, a large part of his fortune was gained illegally before he made donations to the Clintons and the Clinton Foundation. Some of this was exposed afterward, but again, just one of the many connections of the Clinton Foundation to these various shady donors, and this obvious pay-for-play land deal being a central part of that as well. Let me know what you think about this. I will obviously follow up. Bill Clinton, one final note on Shiguri. He's in previous travels, some of his trips to Nigeria, one of them was based around this specific, obviously corrupt land deal where he actually went to Nigeria specifically to thank. They have a direct quote from one of the trips from 2013, right after they set up that land deal just to close off. Bill Clinton actually went to Nigeria, went to a dedication ceremony in Lagos. Just after Hillary Clinton left her post as Secretary of State, Bill Clinton lauded the $1 billion deal with Shiguri, this corrupt businessman's foundation, his firm. Bill Clinton praised the deal with this corrupt firm as an example to the world of how to fight climate change, and said, quote, this was Clinton in Nigeria saying, quote, I especially thank my friends, Gilbert and Ron Shiguri, for making it happen. So he personally traveled to Nigeria to thank and openly admitting at this ceremony that Gilbert and Ron Shiguri is personal friends as well. Let me know what you think. I will follow up. I do have links to my Patreon account and PayPal in the video description, patreon.com/realityreader. Thanks everybody that supports the channel over there. Also paypal.me/realityreader. You can support the channel directly through there. I will follow up soon. Thanks everyone.